These MTEs have been very good to Richmond over the years. What is Richmond's secret heading into these things, including this one?
Well, I don't know if any secret. I think that, we sure try to make sure that we get into some of the best ones we possibly can. And then I think that, we try to share with our guys how great the opportunity is. It seems to be becoming harder and harder to schedule these high major games or in events like these. So I don't think it's any secret other than we're just trying to capitalize on the great opportunity.
Colorado's big everywhere. I wonder if you could talk about the Buffaloes a little bit, what Richmond needs to do.
Yeah, they're big, they're athletic, fast. They've scored a ton of points here, especially the last two games. Really, really talented team. I think it's important that we take care of the ball, number one. They've been excellent in transition. So, part of that, they've been at home. They've shot the ball very well, but they've been excellent in transition. I think making sure that, one, you try to give up as few easy baskets as you can, so your back and your defense is set. And what helps with that is having really good possessions on offense. So, obviously, if you score, that's the biggest help. But having good possessions on offense where, you have the ball's moving, it's not easy for them to guard, and then they're coming down the court, and then maybe that slows them down a little bit, both because you're back and also because the pace of the game is a little bit more half court.
Could you share your impressions of the A-10 so far? It's been a good start.
Yeah, definitely. I just saw that Bonnie's beat Oklahoma State, Dayton beat LSU. The league is always good. I think, we're getting fewer of these opportunities, and so we have to capitalize on them. It's hard because they come earlier and earlier in the season also. So, as I've said, if an at-large team in the Power 5, had to take a trip and go to Dayton and St. Louis or Richmond and VCU, and we had those home games coming to us, I'd like our chances in February. But that's not the way it's set up right now, so we really have to capitalize on the chances we get in November and December.
What do you know about your team after a loss that you didn't know after 2 wins?
Yeah, well, just really more reaffirming. There's been very good, a very good overall spirit, competitive nature about this team. There's also really a willingness to, try to find, I don't want to say a solution or answers as if we were stumped necessarily, but just try to find a better way that we can keep playing. There hasn't been any, well, I want to do this, and that's not the way Richmond does it. It's been very much like, how can we be successful the way Richmond plays basketball? And so, I was encouraged because, we played very well in the first half. And even when we didn't do as well in the second half, we fought and we were into the game and scrapping, gave ourselves a chance. So I would say just that we came back, we had an off day, everybody's in the gym, everybody's watching film, just trying to identify, okay, what are some of the things we could have done to make that in our favor, whether that's to hold the lead or to play a little bit better in the second half. So that's overall the focus on trying to improve, I think, is really strong. And with an older team, that would be something you don't necessarily think is automatic, but certainly this group has that.
Those things that you've been working on that you learned from Boston College, are they fixable, or is it something where you guys are just going to have to find a workaround?
Yeah. No, I think they're fixable. I think it's little things like some places might say, well, we didn't score on these plays, so let's add some new plays, where I think we would say, well, let's try to do what we do better. I think that's one. And then I think, while our guys have had in all the games have been great in certain spots, how to consistently have that as part of your routine and as part of who you are. So I think it's so early, and as long as the fight's there and the willingness is there, I think we'll improve. I think this team has a high ceiling and has a chance to improve dramatically during the course of the year.
Ryan Solis will be with us tomorrow.
Yeah, it's been about a week, right, John? And I think it'll be a little bit longer. he's worked hard, but it's still some pain there when he tries to run and cut. So a little bit longer right now. I don't have the exact time.
Jordan, this is a long journey, obviously, this season. What is the next step for the Spiders after 3 games?
Just find ways to get better. It's a long season, like you said. There's a lot more games to play, so there's a lot more improvement that we need to do if we want to have the ultimate goal at the end of the season, which is win a championship.
Colorado's got huge guards. I wonder, in your experience, your extensive experience, what the best way is to deal with bigger, stronger people in the backcourt?
Just ball pressure. As a little guard, you want to get under the bigger guys, but once they get in that paint, you got to find a way to fight and just play hard. Obviously they have that height advantage, but, Coach Mooney is going to come up with a game plan so that, we can get a win.
Is there a different set of excitement for something like this? It's not a conference tournament, but it's not, a game at the Robbins Center or a game at somebody else's gym either. It's a little bit different.
You get 4 days in Florida. Who would not want that? It's a quick little vacation, but it's also a business trip at the same time during the season. So it's kind of like a reward in itself.
What did you learn about yourselves at Boston College that you may not have learned in the first 2 games?
We got to put together a full 40 minutes. I feel like we played a good 15 to 20, and that second half we just have to be better. And that's including myself. I take most of the blame for it. I got to show up in the second half more, and just continue to get better and learn from the game.
Do you have impressions of this Richmond team yet, or is it still too early to get a handle?
I just think that we're together. Even after that loss, we're still staying together, sticking together. Nothing but positive feedback from coaches and other players on our team. So, I think we're just gelling and sticking together.
Yeah, even as new as you guys are together, the turnovers are, ridiculously low, to be honest with you. For how is that happening?
No, we just have high IQ players, Jaimin, Neil, Zay. I can go, list goes on. Everyone knows how to play basketball. And, shooting the ball is way better. It doesn't matter what shot it is. It's way better than having a turnover at the end of the day.
Hey, can I ask you about your passing big men and perhaps how that helps? Neil's a good passer, and we've seen now that Wallace is a good passer as well.
It's easier for the guards. It's easier for me to play basketball, You don't feel like you have to do too much. I can just throw the ball to Neil, and we can all trust that he can make a great play.